Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDNTV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications.
Isoko communities in Delta State have not been spared by the floods currently ravaging most parts of the Niger Delta and other parts of the country, as affected households continue to count their losses. Rising to the occasion, businessman and philanthropist Dr. Daniel Omoyibo, popularly known as Danmotech, has through his pet project, Danmotech Foundation, distributed cash and relief materials to affected communities to cushion effects of the flood outbreak in Isoko Kingdom. Our correspondent tells us more.
Last month, the National Emergency Management Agency issued an advisory to 19 states of the Federation, alerting them to an impending flood outbreak that will be more severe than similar incidents in previous years. Weeks after, no fewer than 6 littoral states in the Niger Delta, including Delta State, have been ravaged by flood. In the wake of the flood outbreak, Isoko communities in Delta State, including Udokpokpo Igbide, Olomoro, Enwe, Aviara, Oyode, Iri, and several other communities have witnessed some of its most devastating impacts. In the last 2 weeks, movement has been restricted. Those trying to relocate to safe areas are ferried on canoes to IDP camps. The number of internally displaced persons is on the rise, while properties worth millions of naira have been destroyed. In the midst of their predicament, residents of Igbide and Olomoro say the ravaging flood has killed at least one person, a boy whose identity could not be ascertained at the time of filing this report.
The whole house in Igbide have submerged, and even the property they arranged, they lifted, they are up to, as we are talking now, most of them they are in water, they have submerged in water. A young boy died in the flood.
The flood have already flooded us. All the way from Igbide, from Odokpo, Konrish Olomoro, everywhere is covered. That's why you see all of us they run so.
Women and children left stranded in the villages and some IDP camps have been the worst victims of the flood outbreak.
Now, you know that man they call Danmotech. Now he managed come the other day. When he say he help us with some finance, where we take manage. If he pass out, nobody don't come.
Deeply worried by the sufferings of his kith and kin in Isoko land, businessman and philanthropist Dr. Daniel Omoyibo, popularly known as Danmotech, recently directed officials of Danmotech Foundation and Grace Mission to immediately reach out to flood victims.
You will move from one camp to another camp. All the coordinators of Grace Mission, as from now, you are going to start work as soon as we give out the checks.
To the relief of flood victims across Isoko communities, Danmotech Foundation has since mobilized to IDP centers and remote villages, working day and night to distribute food items and cash to assist them cope with the trauma brought on by the flood.
I present the sum of 1 million naira for Igbide community and Udokpokpo and all the other villages.
We are short of words to appreciate it. And I want to thank him especially. We have only 3 of his type in Isoko. I think Isoko will be a small paradise.
We are presenting 20 bags of rice and the sum of 1 million naira.
The intervention made so far by public-spirited individuals like Danmotech has gone a long way to ameliorate the sufferings of flood victims in Delta State. However, Otete Darlington, an indigene of Igbide community in Isoko South local government area, draws the attention of the Delta State government to the plight of the aged and other vulnerable persons trapped in remote villages and unable to access IDP centers.
Danmotech, I must say thank you to him. If Danmotech when not they contest any election, not they contest any position. If he carry himself, they enter water. Guaren guatan guater with politics. Guajenye viobole. Guate guala wona tete me pere gualaika. Keme a wona rete mieso. Avisoko reko. Well, unumari robe dry cleaner. Oban guagwalere maroko guare direct. I think the emergency team they are talking about. Make una no hide on ourselves for only emergency team. Some people are already trapped. They don't have network to shout. They don't have anything. These emergency people, make una move, come out from una comfort zone. Go and meet these people. They are stranded. The people are trapped. Go to Wodopokbo and see. You go pity for human being. Water to drink is a challenge.
With the recent flood outbreak, Isoko communities, which are predominantly farmers and fishermen, are faced with imminent hunger and starvation. They are calling on the Delta State government to restore lost livelihoods with an economic recovery program when the flood finally recedes, and possibly provide a lasting solution to annual flood outbreak that has left them miserable over the years.
Inside the Niger Delta,